Good morning, folks. Welcome to Ben in 10 here on Unlocked every Monday, Wednesday and Friday morning. The subject of this morning's show was prompted really by a clip I saw of the Prime Minister in the Commons 2 days ago. Let's have a look at the clip before I talk any further.
The EU in particular, the EU Commission, temporarily seemed to call for you to use the protocol in such a way as to impose a border contrary to the spirit of the Good Friday Agreement, contrary to the letter of the Good Friday Agreement.
So what the Prime Minister said was that the EU, by invoking Article 16, had sought to breach the Belfast Agreement by putting a border on the island of Ireland. He said that it breached not just the spirit of the Belfast Agreement, but the letter of it. He couldn't be more wrong. There is not a single prohibition in the Belfast Agreement against having a border on the island of Ireland. In fact, the Belfast Agreement makes multiple references to that border. The only thing the Belfast Agreement states is that we mustn't have military installations in Northern Ireland, and that the military presence in Northern Ireland should be in keeping with a country which is at peace, which is patently the case. So, folks, the reason we have a border down the Irish Sea, and the reason the Prime Minister is wrong about the Belfast Agreement, is because the EU, together with the government in Ireland, together with Remainers in our own government during Theresa May's time in office, conspired to make the border issue in Northern Ireland a key issue of Brexit. They did it to frustrate the UK's attempts to Brexit and to undermine our negotiating ground. And so powerful has that narrative become that even the Prime Minister, who clearly hasn't read the Belfast Agreement, believes it. And it's very important to debunk this myth, because every time it's brought up, it allows those who want to undermine the union of the United Kingdom to make accusations that if we were to put a border on the island of Ireland, we would be in breach of that 1998 agreement that brought peace to the island of Ireland. But here's the thing. It's not a border issue. The real breach here, the real breach, is that the Prime Minister's own deal, the Northern Irish Protocol, is a fundamental undermining of the Belfast Agreement. And the reason I say that, and you can verify this yourself, is on page 3 of the Belfast Agreement, item 1, Roman 3, it states quite clearly that there will be no change in the constitutional setup of Northern Ireland without a vote of the people of Northern Ireland. And what we've had done instead is the Prime Minister, in his attempt to get Brexit done, in all the pressure that he was under in 2019, promising to leave Northern Ireland effectively in the EU's customs union, effectively subject to EU laws across state aid, excise duty, VAT, and a whole host of other things, and with a border down the Irish Sea, and all of that subject to the hegemony of the European Court of Justice. So the Prime Minister actually is the one who has breached the Belfast Agreement. He's breached it by foisting on the people of Northern Ireland a deal for which they have not voted. And we've seen in the first few weeks of this year that border has already had a really bad effect on trade for Northern Ireland. Supermarket shelves are empty. Businesses are finding it difficult to get goods into Northern Ireland. VAT on second-hand cars has gone up materially. And I could list a whole host of other things. But the point is, it's not working. And it's not working as a result of the imposition of a deal which breaches the Belfast Agreement. Now, all of this was actually quite plain to see back in October 2019, when the Prime Minister first revealed his deal. And I don't want in any way to bang my own drum, but I've been calling this deal out ever since then. And I wrote in the Daily Telegraph in June last year, 2nd of June, I think, I wrote in the Daily Telegraph, warning of the cuckoo's nest in the withdrawal agreement being this Northern Irish Protocol. I was prompted to do that when I heard Michael Gove giving evidence to the EU Lords Select Committee on the issue, where he clearly misrepresented the position of Northern Ireland and the ability that he might have to unpick that protocol. The article is obviously online for anyone to read if they wish to do so. But the point is that if I'm able to read those documents and determine that we've got a constitutional crisis brewing, why is it that the Prime Minister, with all his advisors, Michael Gove, powerful brain that he has been unable to appreciate it? Why is it that we are now in 2021 facing the crisis about which they had been warned? And it's not as if the Prime Minister wasn't awake to the risks. On the 12th of September last year, he wrote in the Daily Telegraph that he would bring forward the Internal Market Bill as vital legislation to unpick parts of the protocol. But he then dropped it. He hasn't done anything to address the problem. Thankfully, there is a solution. And ironically, actually, it is in Article 16 of the Northern Irish Protocol. If you read Article 16, this offensive clause that the EU tried to invoke against the United Kingdom last year, it actually entitles also the UK to invoke it, and it entitles us to invoke it if there are serious economic, societal and other impacts on the union of the United Kingdom. Well, folks, we have it crystal clear. The Northern Irish Protocol breaches the peace agreement reached on the island of Ireland in 1998. There cannot be any more serious an effect of that protocol than the breach of the peace agreement. And therefore, the Prime Minister has a very simple mechanism by which to get rid of the protocol. He needs to invoke Article 16 now. He needs to cite the fact that it is a breach of the Belfast Agreement and is having huge societal and economic impact on Northern Ireland. And he needs to suspend it, but he needs to suspend it permanently. So I'm calling on the Prime Minister to stand by the people of Northern Ireland, who are equally British citizens just like everyone else in the United Kingdom, and protect their union with the United Kingdom, invoke Article 16 and be done with the Northern Irish Protocol. There may be people out there who don't care about Northern Ireland. I do, but I appreciate that people may be sick to death of the subject. But even if you are bored with it, you need to pay attention to what I'm saying. The Prime Minister patently doesn't know his brief. And if he doesn't understand the very sensitive subject and important subject of Northern Ireland and peace on the island of Ireland and the union of the United Kingdom, there must be a hell of a lot else that he also does not understand in the withdrawal agreement, the trade and cooperation agreement, and God knows what else. So pay attention, folks. The Prime Minister does not understand his brief. We should all be very worried.